And before we do that, I wanted to get your perspective, because a lot of Republicans are asking about our reaction to what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that has been a very dark moment in our country to see a man assassinated for the content of his speech. You know, that is really chilling, I think, for everybody. And, you know, I know especially for the youth that identified with him and people that supported his movement, it is devastating for those individuals. I mean, it's quite remarkable to see so many organizations or people seeking chapters to open up throughout this country to continue the work that he did. And essentially, you know, this is a man that stood by Christian values, was not afraid to evangelize his position, and he was gunned down. And I think there is a moral decay in our country that we have not seen. And most importantly, I think that my takeaway is how an individual who is 22 years old, an honors student, full scholarship to a university, drops out in 6 months, I think, in college,
right,
becomes radicalized, climbs a roof, and shoots somebody in front of 2,000 people. What caused that to happen? How are our children being radicalized? And it's not just Charlie Kirk's assassination. We've seen it in schools. We've seen it in churches. And we saw it with the assassination attempt against President Trump. These are young people who somehow have been radicalized and believe that the only way that they could get their point across is to kill somebody. And it's horrifying to watch people celebrate that murder. Even we continue to see with Mangione and the killing of the United Healthcare executive, people actually celebrating that act of violence. And so I think collectively as a country, we need to sort of reconnect with humanity and reconnect with people because we really have become desensitized.
You know, you and I have a lot in common. One of the things we have in common is we have children of that age, the Charlie Kirk influenced age. I don't think people realize how important he has been to that generation, the generation our kids are under 30. He's like, they killed their older brother.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk represented a light of truth to these young people who have been literally indoctrinated and lied to their entire life. Most of these young people, young men especially, have been told that they were toxic, that they denied truth, they denied science, they denied fact, and then we locked them away during COVID, and we stole something from all of them. So I thought Charlie represented something a bit more that people may not recognize, and it is an unbelievable thing that he was killed. And really, in my opinion, I'm more about his Christianity than his politics. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why I kind of led with that, and I'm not even referencing the R&D issue, because I do think it was about you know, his Christian beliefs, which everyone is entitled to free exercise of religion and to free speech. And to think that somebody wanted to silence that is just really, it's frightening. And I agree. I mean, the reaction from my kids, you know, I was a little bit surprised at how much they did follow Charlie Kirk, because they never talked to me about it. But in particular, you know, my son would talk about how he was tired of going to college and being told he's a horrible person because he's a white male.
That's 100% true. I mean, I hear it from every one of both my sons and all their friends have had the same thing for years.
Yeah. And the scale just tipped too far. And I think, I don't know if the education institutions believe that, you know, our youth are sort of resilient and they could hear things like that. But it certainly did impact the white males that were at these institutions. But, you know, broadly speaking, Charlie Kirk's message really included everybody. You know, it was about Christianity. It was about hope and faith and having dialogue with people that we need to bring back. You know, we could disagree, but we shouldn't be disagreeable. As Martin Luther King said.
That's a really great way to put it. I just think in the end, I think he was a ray of hope for this entire generation. In fact, it's people like Charlie Kirk who've made me more hopeful than I've been about the youth of America in a long time. To listen to these young people speak, both boys and girls, they're just going to be different. And I think he was a big part of that.
Yeah.